Hi guys, this is Winnie from BellaSunshyn. Finally, I am ready to show you how I made my reference book, The Forgotten Garden, The Altered Book, full of pockets. I watched Barbara and Natasa alter the book, and I thought that was pretty neat. I wanted to make one for myself so that way when I'm altering a book, I have a reference to go, what pocket do I want to use? Oh, right. I want to use this one. This is neat. Then I know how to add it, what it looks like, and everything. So after watching a bunch of channels, learning how to do the pocket, I made a cheat sheet. My container. I made a little cheat sheet, and I gave each pocket a name, so that way it's easier for me to reference and go, yeah, where is that Barbara's Sailboat? What does it look like? I just made this on my own. I try to name the pocket based on the person that inspired me on making the pockets. After I made my cheat sheet, I actually made a list of how the order that I wanted my pockets to be. So here's my first one, is the corner pocket. This tells me how many pages I need, the name of the pockets. I have 24 pockets that I wanted to do. So I needed to make sure the next step is picking out your book. You need a book big enough to cover 24 pockets. That's where I found The Forgotten Garden. Okay, so this book had 552 pages, and I'm very particular about my book. I don't like a book that has the gator mount look. I'm not crazy about that. If you are, then you guys don't have to worry about the next step. I needed to figure out how many pages I need to rip, and I wanted to rip enough so my book is not so thick. So after trials and errors, trying to recount, figuring out a system, I finally came up what I was happy with. And what I did was I wrote it out. So you have keep 1 page, rip 7, keep 1. That's for the corner pocket. Then for the shirt pocket, you keep 1, rip 4, keep 1, rip 4, and 1, and so forth. The reason is when I alter a book, I don't like seeing the rip pages. So they're all hidden. And what I mean by that is, if we do example 1, let's say this is the book we're doing. I go and look for the very first page, which is this one. Again, I ignore these pages. I can decide later if I want to turn them into a pocket, if I need to rip more because my book is so big now. So I wait till the end to do this. So here's my first page. And what I do is keep 1, count 7, rip 7 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, keep 1. So this would have been ripped, and this is your corner pocket, right? And see, all those rip pages are hidden because you're gonna fold this up like this. You're gluing it here and here, and you glue it to the base, and there, it's hiding. And your next one, here, there's no rip because you're gonna keep this one, then you're gonna rip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep 1. So what I do is I paper clip my pages. Oops. So I remember the pockets. So let's do a couple more. You got the sandwich. Keep 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. The whole time that I'm doing this, I'm actually looking at my notes. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, keep 1, rip 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Paper clip. Again, Barbara's Sailboat. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 paper clip. And you go through the whole book until you are finished. Do the whole book, and once you're done with that, the next step I did was I'll work on the first pocket. I'll work on this pocket, I'll take this off, and I'll rip the 7 pages. Now, what I did was here, I paper clip the pages that I'm keeping. I'm keeping this page, and I'm keeping the first page. So if I'm not paying attention and I don't have to think about it, I know I gotta rip this whole thing. And once there's a paper clip, I don't need to rip that. So after I rip all these pages, I just use one paper clip and I paper clip this together. Then I go with the second one. The second one, I'm keeping the last page. So again, you do the paper clip. The first page, you paper clip, and then you gotta rip 4, and you're keeping that one. Then again, if you're not paying attention, you know what to rip, and you're done. So once you rip all the pages that you need, the book is ready. Your next step is going to be folding your pockets. And this is where the cheat sheet comes. Because I'm not going to remember, oh, I forgot, what does Natasa's stitch look like? I don't remember how to do that one. Instead of watching YouTube channels, I have this cheat sheet. Instead of using this cheat sheet, I made you guys a bigger one. Here's my table of contents. This tells me the tab. Hopefully you guys can see this. Here's the tab number, the name of the pocket, how many pages I need. So let's say I am ready to fold these pages, right? And I don't remember what Natasa's stitch looks like. So I'm gonna go to tab 4 and see what it looks like. So here's the starting. Natasa's stitch 1, this is the first page. And it looks like, I got instruction on there. I just fold this. That's the first page. Second one, I fold. Third page, fourth page, looks like I fold. And according to my notes, I can glue or stitch. So if I'm gluing, I'm adding the glue here, adding it here. It's like, okay, now I remember. Now, we're just folding. I didn't glue anything yet. I glued after I decorated my pages, then I glued what I needed to glue. That's your step. Since I'm not making a page, what I'm gonna do is, so we're gonna pretend this is the book we're altering. Okay, so we find the first page. The corner pocket. Some of these pockets are very simple. I don't really need to explain it to you. There's some pocket that I need to explain to you. So what I'm gonna do is, since we're not gluing, we're basically just learning the fold. I will pause for each pocket so that way you can see where you need to add the glue and where you're gluing it. Okay, let's get started here. Here's your first one. Fold. Corner pocket base, you add the glue and glue here. That's the end of your corner pocket. And basically when I am gluing this after I decorated, I glue it this way, because then it keeps the page together. When you glue it going this way or the other way, it tends to, one of them overlaps. They're not together. So I always just do it this way. The next one is gonna be the shirt pocket, which is, I found the middle and I drew a line to the edge of my page so I know how to fold the collar. Now when you guys look at this, there's a lot of options that you guys can do. You could glue this all the way down if you wanted to, or you can just glue here and make it into a pocket here. The same way here, there's a lot of, or you can glue here and make this into a pocket. It all depends on what you want. There's ways that you can glue this differently. I am just going to talk about on how I did my pages, what I glued and what I didn't glue. Shirt pocket, the base. This is the second base because this required 3 pages. And you just need to use, you know, one of your circle punch, just going halfway and making that indent so you know there's a pocket there. Now the sandwich, I think on mine, I did my sandwich one on the top. I just cut off the bottom. So you have several options. On this cheat sheet, I decided to make it in the middle. So now I got option. First thing I did was using a cutting mat, the first and second page of your sandwich, because you need 2 pages, I basically decide, okay, this is how big I want my sandwich to be. And so I cut off. I cut off using my knife and a ruler and my mat, and I just cut. And I do the same thing on the top. Now you have option here. You can either cut this off or rip it off, this 2 pages together, or you can turn it into pocket. You basically glue these together to kind of make it stronger, and you glue these together, and you'll add a glue here and here, glue it to the shirt base right here, and that basically turns into a top pocket. You can do the same thing for the bottom. You can do either or, and it becomes your pocket. Then for your sandwich one, for the actual page, here's what it looks like. You fold inside. And this is what the inside looks like. There's your base, glue, and you are done for your sandwich. Natasa stitch, I showed that to you guys earlier, so I'm just gonna go show you guys where to glue and stuff. This is the base and your 4th page. Okay, next one is going to be Barber's Sailboat, which you need 4 pages. Page 1. And here's your 2nd and the 3rd, and you're just folding like this. So once you fold, here's where you need to glue. Fold. Here's where you need to glue the first one, the 2nd base, and fold. That's the end of the sailboat. The next one is going to be the envelope. You fold from one corner to another like this. And this happened that I have this over here. I think depending on your pages, you may not even have this. So I just tuck this in like this. And let me show you that again. This is the back of the envelope. And that is the end. The next one is the corner scrap. Basically, this is just a square, and you just cut it, you fold it into a triangle, and you're adding it to your page. Depending on your book, you might need it smaller, bigger, I'm not sure. So you just have to measure it yourself. And this is how you add the glue, and you glue it right here. And that becomes your pocket here. And in here, you can decide to have a decoration or a writing space, whichever you want. And you're just folding inside like this. And this is what the inside looks like. Okay, that's your base. The next one is the city sleeve, which you need to decide on how big you want your CD sleeve. Oh my gosh, I had a hard time saying that. You need to decide where, how big you want it. The first step you do, again, is you're cutting. You're cutting the first 2 pages like this. You're cutting it together. It's better to cut it together than each one. Once you do that, this is together, and here's what you need to do with this page. And the bottom one you can decide. Do you want the pocket to go this way or this way? I find it's easier to do it this way, because going here is just so skinny sometimes. So I'm always tend to do it at the top. So just to show you what I did on this one, let's see here. I added a little ribbon here because there's my page here and then the second page here. And that's what it looks like. Because this is actually the CD. And this is paste or glued to the base. So here we go. Let's take a look at the inside. That's the end. Then the next one is going to be Lisa's Diamond. First page. And this one, let me explain a little thing here, because this one, you have different ways to do this. There's this diamond. You got a pocket here, here, and here. And because I wanted to keep the writing of the page, because then I kind of know what I'm folding, I had to do it a little different. And since you want the pocket on the top, then you have to do it a little bit different. Otherwise, it could have been a lot easier. So what I did was, here's the second page. You fold, right? You turn it over. That's what it looks like. And you do the same thing on the second one. The third page, so it's gonna look like this. Then you're gonna fold from here to the end here, and it's gonna look like that. And you're doing the same thing. It mirrors, right? And this is too tall, so you gotta fold again like this. This was too long for me, so I had to fold. And there it is. And everything here, I'm just gluing it all down. That's all glued. Then you can decide here, you can either just glue the tip or you can glue the whole line. So you'll have 4 separate pockets. If you want one side too, then you just need to glue it here. And that way, if you had something longer, it's gonna go all the way down there, like that. Our next one is going to be the base, which is really easy. Just fold it in half. Here's the glue, you're folding it, and this is not centered, but this is where you're going to be having your pocket. And it's a pretty long one. And there's the base. Got a pocket inside and a pocket here. Next one is gonna be the page turner, and you're just folding up. And this is the page turner base. The next one is going to be the rip. And here I just glued it all. This one you can probably glue if you wanted to. Same thing here. And once I have it folded, I like to glue it because it makes the page stronger. I know it's going to make your book thicker, but if you're always putting something in, pulling something out, you want to make sure your pages are strong. So that's why I just tend to glue it instead of ripping it. So once this is glue, I go ahead and rip the edge of this. And I just basically, I don't remember which one I used, but I just made these cutting rulers. I got this at the Dollar Tree, and I use a plier to just take out big chunks. And I basically just use this and to rip. And I ripped this page. You can even do this if you wanted to. I think I only did these two. And that's the end of it. The next one is the Half-Pint, which is really easy. You do both of them, you fold it in half. Whatever book you're using, you're folding it in half, Half-Pint. And since I like to show off the writing of the book, I'll fold this again, decorate this, fold this again, decorate, and then I have the pocket here, here, and then the inside, right? So, next one is the Shabby's corner. And you just fold here. And there's your glue. Fold. Second page. I am folding from the inside. So, the page looks like this. I believe in my book, I folded this way. So I had some of the book writing there. Either way, you can do it. So here's the second page and what it looks like. The next one is going to be the minis. Now the minis, you need to decide on how big you want your pockets to be. So this, I drew a line. Once I figure out how big I want this pocket to be, then I drew the line on how I want the individual pockets. So this is what it's gonna look like, right? You can turn this one like that. So once I glued all these down and it's all decorated, everything is decorated, everything is glued, then I cut. Use your mat, use your ruler, and I'm cutting straight through at the very end of this, and I just cut. And then they're all separated. That's your minis. The next one is the Double Trouble. Oh, this one is a really, not my favorite, but just to show you what it looks like. You think it would be something simple, but since I'm so particular, it looks like that, right? Simple enough. And plus this book here, it made it even harder for me. So let me tell you what I mean. This is your first page. Your second page, here it is. What I had to do first, this is the second page. You need a taller pocket, right? Because the third one is gonna be smaller. So I had to decide how tall I want the pocket to be. I cut, leave this, then I'm just working on the top. On the top, what I did was I decided I wanted to keep a certain amount so I can glue it. So instead of me tearing it, I just folded it. So let's pretend I cut this. So once that was cut, the top of second page, I glued it to the base, page one, and it's glued like that. This is your second one. Then your third one, you decide how low you want your pocket to be. Then you cut. There's your third page. Here's your pocket, so I'm moving that. Then what I did on this one, again, I'm just folding. I cut it off to the length that I want. I think that's about 1 inch. And so I glued it to the base 1 and the first pocket, which is page 2. You glue it like this. Once that's glued to your pocket number 1, then you just take your cutting board and you're gonna cut all the way. Then that's gonna cut open. Then it becomes a whole pocket in here. And this you're not gonna see because once you decorate it, you're gonna cover it. That's the same concept as the other side. So you're just doing, whoa, why is this hard? You're just doing the same thing on the fourth. I told you, I'm having a hard time even putting my cheat sheet together here. There it is, I think. I don't know, something like that. Well, you can't see it. Can you cut here? This is your fifth pocket. And there's the base. So this is what it looks like. This is cut, this is cut, this is cut here, and this is cut. And then when you decorate it, you're gonna decorate all the way here, so you're not gonna see this. But you're also not gonna see the rip. If you rip this off the top, then you're gonna see it here. And that's the one thing I didn't want. So that's why I had to do it this way. And then on top of that, because I wanted to keep this page, I had to make this longer. And so let's say I just wanted my pocket to be on this line here. What I ended up doing was ripping this end, and then I'm able to fold it. So that's what I had to do on this page. I'm not sure if I'll ever do this pocket again, but there it is. That's what it looks like. Next one is the L shape. Very easy. Decide on the top the size, how much you're gonna fold. That's what I did. And of course on this one, you can't make your pocket at the top, it's gotta be on the side. So depending on how skinny you want at the bottom is what you really need to decide. And you're basically just cutting where you want, because this is gonna be a pocket, right? So you just need to cut however you want your pocket to be. So this is what it looks like, and the inside. Okay, this one is Hey SeaVille. This one needs a little explanation here. You will need an add-on for this page. You can use the pages that you rip from the book. It doesn't matter what you use, or you could make the decorative piece already. It's all up to you. But here's what you need to do. You need to take the first 2 pages and you're gonna cut just the top, the amount that you want. Right here, you have to cut this first. So this is what the page looked like. I believe on mine, my pocket was going this way, not this way. So if you're gonna do it that way, you're just gluing here and here. So once you finish this, your next one is gonna be the first page of Hey SeaVille. You're gonna take and you are gonna cut how big you want this pocket, which is the bottom. This is the top, middle, bottom. So the bottom, we're gonna ignore the middle one for now and work on the bottom of the first page. You're basically going to glue it to the second page like this. So you have your pocket here, and this is the second, and this is the base, and you're gluing it. And there's your pocket here and your pocket here, okay? Then on the other side, you have this middle page, which is the first page of Hey SeaVille. What you need to do is just glue it here to make it into a pocket right up here. You can stop from there. You can make this into a belly band if you want. That's entirely up to you. But what I did is I did an add-on. I put the add-on here like this. And then I have a pocket here and a pocket here. And I know you can see the gap here, but once you decorate this page, you can just make it longer, and that way you don't see that you have a gap. So let me show you that page. This is what the page looked like. It's like this. It's your top page. There's no middle because it's right here. And here's your first page, pocket, and your pocket right there. And then there's our pocket here. That's what it looks like. And there, see, I did do the top. Okay. Next one is going to be Barbara's book. This is really easy. You need 4 pages. And you just need to decide how big you want your pockets to be. So once the 3rd and 4th, you just fold it to be the same length, and you're just gluing, glue, and there's your book. Next one is going to be the SeaVille, the SeaV. And what I did was I found the middle of my page and I cut it. You have to cut it. So I cut it, which you're cutting the 1st and 2nd page is what you're cutting. Not the 3rd, because that's your base. So you're doing the 1st and 2nd. You cut it in half. Then you fold to make, it looks like a shirt. I don't know how to explain what it looks like, but just to see what it looks like, that's what the page looked like. It's like, you know, a little window there. And this is when you flip that over. So here's the 1st and 2nd, and it's telling you to glue it. To glue it, you're gluing it here. And this one has to be a top, like that. The bottom one, it says to glue here, like this. And then to the base. That is it. Then you got the treasure pocket. Fold. And you're gonna do the 2nd page. You're folding up like this. And this is when you glue it, it's like this. So you have pocket here, here, and then here, and then here. The split page, pretty easy. Decide where you want to split your pages because you're going to cut it first. Once you cut it, I just fold the top so I have a pocket. And the bottom one, that's it. Okay, the next one is the ice cream. Fold. Then the 2nd page, you're folding it the different direction. That's how you kind of have an ice cream cone. So this would be all glued. And then you glue this. Okay, our last one is going to be Shabby V, which is, here's instruction, page 1. 2nd page, You have to decide on where. I think I try to match up on this page, but I put a mark because you got to rip it. And you don't want to rip all the way, so be careful ripping it. Because you need to rip it so you can fold it this way, like this. And that's what it looks like this. So in here, once you have that folded, this is where you're gluing, which gives you a pocket right here. Because you have a 1 here, 2, and then 3. And that was the last one in the book. I have 3 more that I had that I couldn't fit in the book, and the last one I actually learned after I finished the book. So probably on my next altered book, I'm going to include these 3. But I still wanted to show you just in case you have room for your book and you guys want to do it. Barbara's Crystal. It is like making you need 4 pages, and it's like making the diamond, right? So you're basically folding and folding. You have that, and you're doing the other page like this. So there's the diamond. To make it into a crystal, you're going to fold this and try not to go all the way to the edge. But you know, you could make it all the way here if you wanted to. It all depends to you. I have this, and what I probably would do is probably use buttons. I'm gonna use these buttons. They're just made out of cardboard, a 1 inch. I use a 1 inch punch. And basically what I'm gonna do is probably, you know, make it look like that. And you can have a pocket here. Pocket here. I mean, it's very small. I don't know. I'm not sure how am I gonna glue it. But I just kind of like this decorative thing here. Then on these, you're really not, this is more of a tux. You're just gluing it here to kind of give it more support, because what I'm going to make it into a tuck spot instead of a pocket. So just, there's no glue here or here. It's just right in the spine like this. Let me do the same thing here. So I think that's how I'm going to do it. Okay. Then Lisa's error is really simple. You just need 2 pages. And you're taking this page and folding it in the middle. So I found the middle, make a mark, so that way I know where to fold. Again, because I'm very particular. So there's, and then you're just gonna glue straight through. And so you have 2 pockets. It's going this way and this way. That's it. The last one is Sheryl's fold. This one is the way you decorate it. I think it's going to be the neat part about this pocket. So what you need to do is you need 4 pages. Your second page, you fold. Done. Fold the inside, and you're going to glue it to the page 4. And it's going to look like that. So depending on how you decorate it, it can look really nice. The way she decorated it, it looked great. And so your pocket is here. Big pockets. Right there. And that is the end of our pockets. Now, if you guys know of any other pockets, leave a comment below and give me the link. That way I can watch it, learn it, and add it to my cheat sheet here. Now there is a trick I wanted to tell you guys, or I guess a tip I wanted to tell you guys. While I was working on this book, I wanted to make sure the spine kept intact. You know, it's not all warping or whatever, because you're constantly working on it. So every time I finish working on this book, I basically had one of this, I think it's just a magazine container. Turn it upside down. And I use book. And I actually stored my book on the spine like this. And it actually helped with my book. So when it was getting thicker, it's compressing it. This worked great, cheap. And it kept my spine really intact. It didn't ruin it while I was working on it. And I would just leave that until I'm ready to work on another page. I am ready to do another altered book. Like I said, I had picked out this book that I showed you guys earlier. I am ready to start ripping. I already have what pocket I wanted to do. I already have the list. I have the last three pocket that we talked about. I'm including it in this. I have it all worked out. I know what tab that I need to look at so I can remember how to make it. I know how many pages I need to rip. There's going to be 11 pockets. It's much smaller. So if you guys want to do this with me, you find a book that's about 224 pages. It's going to be enough room for 11 pockets. If you guys want me to film this and you guys are interested in me showing you how to make this altered book, leave a comment below, let me know. Otherwise, I probably would just do this on my own. But if you guys have interest, let me know. I am more than happy to film it. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Have a good day and happy crafting.